All right, guys, how's it going? Now, a few things before I get into this video. One, I'll be live on here today at 1 o'clock UK time. It'll be the only stream today, so if you've got nothing better to do, come along for an answer. Two, I haven't recorded the morning briefing yet, but I will do in due course. Three, I will also be updating Golazo España today. So those are the two channels where, the morning briefing, Golazo España, the links to those are in the video description, and you'll see two logos pop up on the screen at the end, which will take you to both of those channels if you want to watch the additional content. Right, so in this video, we're going to be talking about Rodrygo. Now, do you remember, I think it was yesterday, I said to you, there's been a change in the vibe coming out of Madrid regarding Rodrygo, right? So, months ago, he was available. They wanted rid of him. They wanted 100 million euros. Then Alonso came in, and that changed. It was like, oh, he's part of the project. There was pictures of Alonso and Rodrygo with their arms around each other. Well, the manager, I think, had his arm around the player. And it was, no, he's not for sale. He's here. He's part of the future of the club. And then there was the Club World Cup where he's just like, being overlooked kind of thing. And then the Twitter twats and the content aggregators, the people that just farm engagement and want you to believe that Liverpool are chasing Rodrygo, started suggesting he was a target and all that, right? But there was nothing credible in that. They're just, you know what they have to do, what they're fucking like, right? So they're giving you all that shit. And I've been, on the live stream saying, well, guys, there's not been a single mention of Rodrygo possibly leaving Madrid, because the last thing was that he was happy, right? So that's what's kind of the timeline has kind of been. And yesterday I said, but hang on a minute, I've noticed a little bit of a change of a vibe in stuff coming out of Madrid and stuff that was being said to me, right? And I said to you, keep an eye on it because you might see a change. And today, DKB, Dunk Knows Best, there is some stuff to do with Rodrygo, and Liverpool get a mention, albeit a small one, all right? Now, first of all, I saw this article in Marca, and basically it's talking about key decisions, signings, exits, right? Because Real Madrid are now in they've been knocked out of the Club World Cup, so it's obviously a big drama. I knew that today would be more critical and more alarming than yesterday's coverage, if you like, once we've had time to think about it. And there's been suggestions that Alonso's already clashing with Perez, but that came from the Barcelona media, and maybe we'll talk about that later. But key decisions, right? So and it talks about a meeting with Sanchez and Perez about signings in the future. And that could affect us in a few ways, really. Maybe McAllister as well. Nothing imminent on that or anything. No mentions of McAllister today, I don't think. But this video is about Rodrygo. So they've got several things to sort out of Real Madrid. And Rodrygo, I'm going to mention exactly what it says in this article now. And then in the other Madrid publication, you can see here, Madrid opened the door for Rodrygo. So now they are saying that they're up for doing something. Because the message I tried to give you yesterday was, I get the feeling that if you go in for him, that he's available, right? But that hadn't been said until today. Now they open the door for Rodrygo, right? And then in sport, which is the pro Barcelona coverage, so they're always going to be bitchy about Real Madrid and that. Maximum tension, with Rodrygo, basically saying that there's fucking hell on and stuff like that, right? So let's focus on exactly what's been said and why I think we should keep an eye on it, right? Oh, by the way, if you haven't got much time, I will basically say to you that the Madrid-based media and the Barcelona media are suggesting today that Liverpool have an interest in, right? But very, very small, but it's notable, and I'm going to mention it to you. I think it's interesting that the Barcelona media have said it as well. So we're going to stick with this original article. I'm not going to read it to you because you'll be here forever. You don't need to know about it just says the meetings to finalise the squad, as Rafa Benitez would say, squad, for sure. It says that Alonso will meet with Jose Angel Sanchez. Many years ago, the L4 consortium wanted to buy Liverpool Football Club, right? Excuse me. And Jose Angel Sanchez would have been part of that. So I always think of of Jose Angel Sanchez and that thing. So anyway, doesn't matter if you were not around back in the day, it's a long time ago. So Alonso's going to meet Jose Angel Sanchez, basically the guy that deals with all the transfers, and Florentino Perez to finish shaping the squad for next season. They know what's important. Some cases urgent. Decisions need to be taken, decisions that will shape the club's immediate future. That could involve McAllister at some point, but we'll talk about that in another video. The key bit from this article is as follows. One of the most delicate matters on the table is the future of Rodrygo. The Brazilian played an almost testimonial role at the Club World Cup, and his absence in key moments has been interpreted internally as a clear sign. Right now, Rodrygo is closer to being out than in at Real Madrid. His situation will be analysed thoroughly in meetings between Xabi and the club's leadership. Now, Rodrygo's available, right? Okay, and Xabi wants to do his own thing, right? He wants to strengthen the team, change things, etc., etc. And that would be 100 million euros. That would really help him with that. So that's the key point from this article, right? So this article's talking about the urgency of Real Madrid need to do things. They're going to sit down, have a transfer summit, if you like. And one of those key things is going to be the future of Rodrygo. So if you're interested in Rodrygo, possibly going to Liverpool, just keep an eye on it, right? Moving on. Real Madrid opens the door for Rodrygo. This one down here. Now, what I'm going to do here, I'm not going to read the article to you. One of the most visibly downcast players after the match against PSG was Rodrygo. And it goes on as to why he's gone from being seen as a solution to being viewed as a problem for Real Madrid. He's being nudged towards the exit. There are rumours linking him to English clubs. Now, the Twitter twats would leave out the other English clubs when posting something and would say, and Liverpool are one of those clubs. I'm going to tell you as well who's mentioned, Arsenal. And Arsenal have been mentioned with him for a while, but they seem to be getting mentioned with everyone. There are rumours linking him to English clubs. Arsenal, who are reportedly ready to offer around 90 million euros for his services. Liverpool and even Bayern. But both he and his camp deny it all. The player hasn't received any concrete offers yet, according to his agent. And it talks about his involvement in the Club World Cup, his limited involvement, hardly enough to satisfy a player of his profile. And it all adds to the sense that, especially following the signing of Mastantuono, Madrid has decided it's time to cash in on Rodrygo. And this is one of the hot button topics kicking off the summer at the Bernabeu. So this player, I knew it was fucking coming. This player, right, is available, right? Now, you might not think that's a big deal. It doesn't say Liverpool are targeting, Liverpool are in for him, but it mentions Liverpool, right? And this is the Madrid media. And I think it's important to see that. Because the Twitter twats, the content aggregators, the shitty journos and all them that want you to believe Liverpool are trying to sign him, blah, 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 blah. It's easy for anyone to link him with us, but let's see some credible stuff, right? Now, this is the first time we have, trust me, right? Trust me, mentioning Liverpool. In an article, which is about Luis Diaz, which obviously I've gone over as well, it says here, regarding Diaz, this is in Sport, so this is the pro-Barcelona newspaper, the closest one to what would know is happening with Diaz, and the closest one that would be to his agent, and closest to Deco and Laporta, right? The English club want to revamp their attack, and while Luis Diaz could be sold, their intention is to secure a deal worth around 80 million euros, a figure that would be key in funding a move for Real Madrid's Rodrygo, who is the player they've identified to complete their forward line, all right? Not Arsenal want him or Liverpool have been mentioned with him. Their intention is to try and fund a move for Real Madrid's Rodrygo. And I think this sort of stuff, they'll be getting this from Deco, hearing things, and Diaz's agent, his agent will be saying, well, they want that money for fucking whatever. This is an important thing, guys. This isn't just a little bit of chatter, in my opinion. I'm not saying that Liverpool are going to do anything. But this is, you've read about Rodrygo, you've heard just people wanting it to happen, willing it to happen, wanting to believe the reports. Now we're seeing something, a change in the reporting, all right? That's all it is a change in the reporting. But I think it is important. There was one more article, which was this one, the maximum tension with Rodrygo. Alonso does not count on the Brazilian, and everything suggests his days are numbered. Again, sorry, this is Sport, the Pro Barcelona, but their Real Madrid coverage, hence the blue. Important weeks lie ahead to determine the future of Rodrygo. Very little involvement in the Club World Cup. Faced heavy criticism throughout last season. 3 matches without a single minute. Just 4 minutes against Borussia Dortmund in the quarterfinals and 24 minutes against Salzburg with the match already decided. A clear statement of intent from Alonso regarding his plans for the Brazilian winger. Now, although he hasn't said it explicitly in press conferences, the lineups and substitutions show that Xabi Alonso does not count on Rodrygo for his project. Real Madrid, with Florentino Perez at the helm, has granted Alonso significant influence over incoming and outgoing transfers this summer, and all signs suggest the Brazilian is on his way out, right? Now, it talks about, there's no mention of Liverpool in this article. It just talks about interest from Premier League clubs. And in recent days, hints that PSG could enter the race, although Luis Enrique's squad is already well stocked in attack. So Rodrygo's camp has reportedly told Brazilian media that the player intends to stay and earn his place under Alonso unless the club makes a firm decision to sell him. From the club side, however, the message is quite different. They suggest it will be Rodrygo who must make a decision. Still, everything indicates Madrid would be willing to accept one of the offers that may arrive. So, what can we take from what's in all of these publications today? Well, we can take that I'm a fucking genius because I told you it was coming, right? And I saw a change in it. And it doesn't mean Liverpool are going to do anything. But Liverpool have been name dropped. And, you know, okay, it's the Barcelona media, but they're currently involved with the Diaz situation. So I think they would be in the loop somewhat with what's coming from the agent. Do you know what I mean? Like, the agent, you know, like, well, you know, they want 80 million because they want to go for Rodrygo. You know, it's stuff like that. That's how it works. It, you know, works its way into the Barcelona press, for example. So the video isn't about getting your hopes up or out like that. I'm just saying, like, you know, the shit we've seen on social media, bullshit, all wishful thinking. No suggestions until now that he could be available, and he clearly is. So if Luis Diaz was sold and Liverpool got top dollar, they could go for Rodrygo. And all I'm saying here, I don't know if they will or not. I'm not a Twitter twat, guys. I'm not an ITK, you know what I'm saying? Right? But what I'm saying here is, if he's sold, and that's a big if, and we'll be talking about Luis Diaz in other videos today, that would give Liverpool the opportunity to get Rodrygo. And I think they could pull it off. I really do think they could pull it off. If they go, I don't know if they'll do that. If you'd have been speaking to me a couple of days ago, you've been on my live streams like the last few days or whatever, you know I would have said there's not a suggestion of Rodrygo going anywhere. But yesterday I said I noticed a change. And today, there you have it. They've all been briefed. They've all been, you know what I mean? So, keep an eye on it. I would keep an eye on it. But watch what Real Madrid are doing with other players as well. All right? That's critical, I think. It's an interesting one. I am not, so if you're a long-term viewer of mine, you know I don't get hyped up about bullshit, because I just say, well, you always say never, but, you know, it's not that I'm thinking Liverpool are going to go for him. I'm just thinking, I could see that happening. But Diaz is the key. Diaz and Núñez, really. So let me know your thoughts. Maybe some of you wouldn't want Rodrygo, but I found it extremely interesting today. You might not, but I do. All right, I'm going to leave you with it. There's something else I want to tell you at the end of this video. If you found this video remotely interesting, and all the work I put in on it this morning at the cafe, it takes me ages, 2 hours I was at the fucking cafe. I did have some tortilla though. If you found the video informative, you know, whatever, please thumbs up the video. Please drop me a comment. Your comments very important to me because I like to see if we're on the same page. And sometimes I miss shit, you know. You guys are fucking good. Collectively, I think we do it really well together. If you want to support me, you know, by getting me a coffee or a beer, I'm off out for a beer tomorrow. I've got to be honest, I'm having a pint tomorrow. There's a love heart under the video. You can click on that. There's links in the video description that also show you how you can support me. You can become a channel member, for example. There's even the VIP membership, but I don't really mention that on here. But basically, there's everything's in the video description, and you know, those people that have got a football next to their name in the comment section, they're my channel members. They're the swag, all right? They're the people that make it possible, because all of these things, all of these subscriptions cost money, all right? And without you guys supporting me, I can't give you content either. And this is all I do. Cop Talk is all I do, and it's all I've done for almost 3 decades, all right? So I don't sell you ball shaving products. I don't do affiliate Cop Talk, 20% off this shit or whatever. I don't clickbait you, and I do my best, all right? So I appreciate you guys that support me through the love heart thing, the super thanks. But don't forget, it costs you fuck all to leave a comment or a thumbs up a video. Just saying, all right? I'll be live on here at 1 o'clock this afternoon. And there's a new thing on here which I'm going to be pushing, right? YouTube have launched communities now, right? So click on the community tab on this channel. It's always been there, that. But there's now a bit where you can start the conversation. If you think about it, a YouTube channel is me starting the conversation and you replying to those individual topics. Now you can go in there and you can create a topic and say, hey guys, what do you think about this? Or you can say, hey, I've seen this. What do you think, chubs? Right? So it's like a little forum. And I'm going to be really pushing it. And I'm going to be putting a lot of stuff on there when I work it out, so that when there's no videos, we're still in touch with each other outside of the videos, right? Fucking great idea, I think. Check it out, have a look, try it, post something. I'll do something special. Maybe every month I'll give some VIP memberships away to the people that contribute the most to the community. Do you know what I mean? All right, guys, nice one. Time is it? Fuck, man, they're going to be live in less than an hour. All right, I'll see you in a bit. Take care.